Welcome to the TPC desktop video series. In this video, we're going to learn about rearranging and customizing the toolbars in Traverse PC. We're looking at the desktop here, and notice that the desktop itself up at the top has menus and toolbars. So all the things that we're going to do today can be applied to the toolbars here in the desktop, but we're going to focus instead on the toolbars inside what we call the drawing view. Inside these non-docking views, like the Traverse view and the Closure view and the Drawing view, we have embedded menus and toolbars. That means the menus associated with the Drawing view are right here in the Drawing view itself, as are the toolbars, like the one I have the cursor under right now. So if I move this view to another monitor on a multiple monitor system, these menus and toolbars stay with the view. That makes Traverse PC very efficient. Anything I do with the drawing, I do right here in the view with these embedded menus and toolbars. So let's take a look first at arranging the toolbars within the view. I'm going to come over here to the right hand side, and I want to take this zoom toolbar that has the zoom commands and move it up to the top instead of the right. I want you to notice this toolbar has what's called a gripper, and as I move the cursor over the gripper, it changes to a four-sided arrow. I now can hold down the left mouse button and drag this toolbar onto the view itself. When I do that, Traverse PC puts a little caption bar at the top and tells me it's the zoom toolbar. I can close the toolbar by clicking on the X, or I have some options here to add and remove buttons, and we're going to look at that in just a moment. Well, what I'm really interested in is grabbing that caption bar. Again, the cursor changes to a four-sided arrow, and just dragging and dropping this menu up at the top here. Did you notice that I can create multiple rows of menus in here and toolbars? Okay, I simply wanted to extend this over to the right, and it takes just a little bit of getting used to moving the mouse and having that toolbar end up where you want it to be. But I think you'll catch on pretty quick with Traverse PC. And of course now then I could come over and slide that mode toolbar up as far as possible. So Traverse PC ships with these different toolbars, like the zoom toolbar, positioned at certain places around the view, but you can rearrange those very quickly just by dragging and dropping those toolbars wherever you want. Now let's take a look at customizing the toolbars. We do the customization primarily through this little down arrow to the right of each toolbar. And each toolbar has one of these available. So if I put the cursor over that little down arrow to the right, it says Toolbar Options. I'm going to left click and choose the option here that says Add and Remove Buttons. Now right away Traverse PC displays all the toolbars that are on this side or top or bottom of the view. So up here at the top I have two toolbars, the Drawing View and the Zoom. Okay. I'm going to tell Traverse PC that I want to change the drawing view. And I want to come in here and remove the zoom button because I have the zoom toolbar open next to it. This zoom button actually is a pull down list of all the commands in the zoom toolbar. And if I turn it off, you see how it disappears from that menu? You might also say, you know what, I never do the print stuff from here. So I'm going to turn off the print button also. Okay, so very easy for me to come in and turn buttons on or off, and now I might want to just slide that zoom toolbar over and close that gap. What if I want to turn those back on? So let's come back up to that down arrow. Let's left click, tell Traverse PC we want to add or remove buttons. Let's come back to our drawing view, and now I can click each one of these individually, or look down here at the bottom. It says Reset Toolbar. When I choose Reset Toolbar, it turns on any buttons that I've turned off and removes any customizations that I've added to that toolbar. So I'm going to tell Traverse PC I want to reset the toolbar. It asks me again if I want to, and I say yes. And now it's put the toolbar back the way it was at the beginning. Now, let's tell Traverse PC that I want to use this pull-down zoom instead of the zoom menu. So I'm going to take this zoom menu, drag it down onto the desktop, and simply click on that X. And now it's gone. I've turned it off in essence. Let's take a look at another way to do that. I'm going to put the cursor back over that button at the end, and this time instead of modifying the drawing view, I'm going to choose Customize, and I'm going to click on the Toolbar tab. Notice down at the bottom, here's my Zoom toolbar again, so let's click on that, and Traverse PC adds it back onto the view in the last place that it was. I'm going to do the same thing with the Alignment toolbar. Okay, let's choose Close now, and let's rearrange these two toolbars. I'm going to take the Alignment toolbar and bring it up here, dock it, and I'm going to take the Zoom toolbar, put it back over here on the right where it was originally. It's a little bit tricky to kind of put that in place. It drops it in below, so I'm going to just kind of rearrange these so it's back up above. I like to keep toolbars along the top or the sides of the view in a single row. So did you notice that when I put this Zoom toolbar in here, I'll try and duplicate that again here for you, that it created these two rows like this? That gives me a lot less space to work with in the drawing because it's taking up two rows for the toolbars. So simply by rearranging them for a moment, I can slide them in place, and again, it takes just a little getting used to get those arranged where you want. Well, now I have the Zoom toolbar over here on the right, and I also have my Alignment toolbar up here at the top. And the idea of these toolbars is if you use these commands quite a bit, so if you're using the alignment options to line up text items on a drawing or blocks that you put in, then it's nice to have that toolbar handy where you can use it. Now let's talk about customizing these toolbars. Let's say that there's just a couple of these alignment commands, the align left and space vertically, that we use all the time, so we don't need to see the whole toolbar. Again, to customize this, we can use the button right here on the right of the toolbar, or we can come over to the View menu and tell Traverse PC we want to customize the view. So the first thing let's do is let's turn off that alignment toolbar. So it's gone there. Now let's come back to the commands, and let's tell Traverse PC that I think this one is under the Edit command. Let's find out. Okay, here's our align commands. Align left and space vertically. We want to add these two commands to the drawing toolbar at the top. So watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to left click and hold the align left, and I'm going to drag it up to the toolbar, and I see a little icon, this little eye gets inserted there. When I release the left mouse button, that command is now in the toolbar. The other one I want is space vertically, so I'm going to drag space vertically up to the right. I'm done customizing, so I'm going to close out this Customize dialog box, and now I have two commands, align left and space vertically, in the drawing view toolbar up here at the top, and I don't have to show the alignment toolbar to access those commands that I use all the time. Now, one final thing I want to have you do is, after I rearrange the toolbars or customize them, I like to just close out that view and reopen it. It gives Traverse PC a chance to write or save those changes to the registry, so that next time I open a view or open a survey, they're all available.